Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another week of At Home with Adam. And my partner in crime, Amanda, is with me. How are you this week, Amanda?
I'm good, Adam. How are you?
I'm doing well. I had yesterday the Clark Wilkins students all came by Sauhegan when all the teachers were lined up for a reverse parade. There was something like, I don't know, 300 cars that went through, and it was really heartwarming and amazing to see, actually.
That's super nice. I'm
Yeah.
glad that they got to do something like that.
It was great. And then the high school, as you know, high school and middle school teachers drove through both towns last week and honked horns and said hi to everybody. And pretty cool. Pretty cool to have our community support like that and just to connect with our folks.
Yeah, for sure. So today we have two very special guests from Mont Vernon Village School. We have Laura Graham, who is a teacher at Mont Vernon Village School, and we have Crew Reynolds, who is a third grader at Mont Vernon. Welcome, guys.
Thank you. Like Amanda said, I'm Laura Graham, Miss Graham. I teach third grade at Mont Vernon Village School.
Crew, do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Crew Reynolds, and I'm a third grader, and I have a really good teacher.
So, Crew, how is remote learning going for you so far?
It's going really good.
Is there anything that you really like about it?
I like how we spend more time at home and how we can do it really whenever we want, and we can get stuff done earlier than we do in regular school.
Yeah, those are all good things. Is there anything that maybe you don't like that you prefer at regular school to remote learning?
I don't like how I can't see my friends that often.
That's true.
And my teachers, and I also don't like how hard it is because I have no one else to help but with my mom, because she has to help both of us, me and my sister. So yeah.
Drew, who is your teacher? Is it who's your teacher? You said it was a great teacher. Who is it?
Miss Graham.
So for you, Laura, what was the hardest part of transitioning into remote learning?
I think the hardest part for me was how quickly it happened. I feel like we were at school one day and then it was like, okay, we're doing this. And also, I think for me personally, I'm not a parent. I don't have kids at home with me. A lot of teachers at home right now are parents, so they kind of get the parent side of it, but for me, I don't. So kind of for just trying to find the balance of what I should be assigning and how it will best fit families at home whose parents are still working and but still trying to teach the necessary curriculum for third grade. So that's been kind of tricky.
How do you feel that students are adapting to the remote learning environment?
Pretty incredible. They have shown that they can handle anything through this. Again, I don't see the parent side, so I don't see what's happening at home. But for me, they found out they weren't coming back. A few days later, they showed up on the computer smiling, saying, let's do this, let's get this done. And since then, they've been incredible. They get their work done. They reach out for help when they need it. So they've been doing an awesome job. So props to my students, at least.
What are some of the resources that you and the school have been providing to assist the students?
Yeah, so just a lot of communication over my class page or through Google Classroom. I have sent schedules. I've had to change my schedule quite a bit throughout the process because I started realizing what was best for families, and they were giving me feedback as well. So just communication through my classroom page for them, as well as just being able to use all different kind of new programs for students to access for curriculum practice, like Khan Academy, and Happy Numbers and Brain Pop Junior. So those have been awesome too.
So crew, was there anything hard for you about remote learning? Is there anything that maybe has been a little bit of a struggle?
The hardest part would be the distractions at home from my sister and my dog. And that's really about it.
Could you introduce your little sister to us since she's on the camera right now?
This is Piper Reynolds. She's in kindergarten and she's super shy.
Sure, write down. What would you say is like the easiest part of remote learning for you?
I don't really know. I would have to say doing math is kind of super easy.
Mm-hmm. So Laura, how have you found it challenging to keep, or how have you been able to keep remote learning engaging for your students?
Yeah, so I would say just like in our regular classroom, our classroom environment, I try to keep it light and fun. It is definitely harder now for me to do that with recorded lessons that I post a couple days later. But I know Crew has even said and admitted to laughing at me in my pre-recorded lessons because, you know, I just try to keep it as close to our learning environment as I can. And I told them from the beginning, hey, this is pretty awkward for me to be recording to a computer. So if you laugh at me, it's okay, because if we were in the classroom, it'd be the same thing, right? We'd be laughing together. We also meet twice a week for morning meeting, and we just play games as a whole group. So yeah, I mean, keeping a connection with my students was the biggest thing for me during this time.
Mm-hmm. I was going to ask next about your schedule. You kind of touched on 2 meetings a week. Is there anything on top of that?
Yeah, so we do 2 morning meetings a week, as well as 2 pre-recorded math lessons a week that are spread out. And we've recently been working on a novel study for Sarah Plain and Tall, which was a great story, right, Crew? He really enjoyed it. And so we met occasionally in small groups to go over those stories. Throughout those assignments, I do have little assignments that relate to spelling and grammar or social studies or different curriculum that needs to be taught throughout the week, and they can get that done whenever they feel. I also do office hours 3 times a week too.
What would you say is the best thing you could take away from this whole experience?
For me?
Yeah, for both of you. Do both.
I guess just how amazing the support has been from everyone, especially parents and students. They've been so supportive throughout since the beginning of this, giving me feedback, but also just everyone involved, the grandparents helping out at home, the administration helping through the SAU, just people in town helping when they can. It's just amazing to see the support that comes through in both towns, Mont Vernon and Amherst, throughout these challenging times. So yeah.
How about you, Crew? Is there anything you think is important?
Yes, I became more independent with my work and following a schedule on my own.
That's awesome. Good for you. Are there any final thoughts you want to share with your classmates?
Yes. I would say I really miss everybody. I think everybody was amazing. And and I had a really nice teacher that helped out a lot.
Thanks, crew.
How about you, Laura? Any final thoughts for the administration or your students?
Yeah, of course. Again, thank you for all of your support, parents and administration and students. Students, you have been amazing throughout all of this. I'm so sad that this is the way we had to end our year, but it has been great anyway. We made it great together, so thank you for an awesome end to the year otherwise.
Thank you two so much for coming on to the show this morning.
You guys are
You're
great.
I
welcome.
really appreciate you guys coming on, taking the time out of your day.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course.
Great to
Have a
see.
Thank
good
you.
day.
Bye.
Bye.
That was great.
She seems really awesome.
Yeah, Laura is one of our fantastic teachers. She's only in her, I think, her third year with us, but just as a strong teacher, and we're blessed to have her in our school for sure.
Yes, she seems like it. And Crew seems like an awesome kid. Definitely the type of kid you want to have in a third grade class.
For sure. So Amanda, how are your fellow students doing? Are you guys doing okay? Are you guys bumming? What's the mood?
I think we're fine. I mean, I'm at the point where like I was sad, but like it is what it is, and it's nobody's fault. So it's not like anything can be changed. So I think I've reached the acceptance stage. I don't know. I don't know where everybody else is. But I think the general consensus is that we're just gonna hope that we can celebrate when we can. And I know we're staying in touch. And we really enjoyed. I know a lot of people got together at a distance to watch the parade and everything that the teachers did. So that's definitely something really nice. And I think we're all just trying to keep our spirits up and keep a positive attitude. So
Oh, it's good to hear. I'm worried about you guys. I know it's tough. I know how hard it is, and seeing a bunch of students yesterday that were elementary students just reminded me how much I miss everybody. Not that I've forgotten, but just seeing everyone brings it right back and brings it to the forefront.
yeah, so Lauren Adrianson and Tate Gronstra, who are seniors on the Claw, are doing a series of business highlights from small businesses around either Amherst or the surrounding towns. And they have a video up where they interviewed the people at Molden's Market on what they're doing during the pandemic. So we'll put that video in now.
Due to the current stay-at-home order, many local businesses are suffering. This is why this week we chose to highlight Molden's Market here in Amherst. Take a look at what they've been doing to make sure that they can stay open and serve their community as much as possible.
Hello, so I'm the general manager here at Molten's Market at Amherst. Well, first and foremost, we've lost a lot of our staff. About 50% of our staff have chosen to self-quarantine or taken precautionary measures due to the fact they may have been exposed to the virus, they thought. For whatever reason, they've chosen not to come to work, so that's affected a lot of things. We've also lost 30 to 40% of our daily revenue. Sales are definitely down. Supply shortages, certain supplies that we're unable to get. We're having to source food items from different vendors and different products, which makes it a challenge to maintain a level of consistency using different products constantly, but we're doing our best. And so far, we've been able to stay open and keep people working. So that's the good news. So that's one of the things we have done. We've shortened our open hours. We're open later in the morning, closing a little earlier at night to get our, the few people we have left. So we're not working them to death, just shortening up their schedule a little bit. We've chosen to close 2 of our slowest days of the week, Sundays and Mondays, so we're now only open 5 days versus 7. So that's another change we've made. Different business practices in the store include, we're trying to encourage customers to maintain social distancing. We've got a barrier up at our register to keep people, distant from our cashiers. Cashiers are wearing gloves. We've eliminated all self-serve food items. Our soup bar that everyone has come to know Molten's for is currently closed. We don't know when or if it's going to open again. All food items that are out for, self-serve or in closed containers, just for, sanitation purposes and safety. We're offering curbside pickup now, so folks don't have to come into the store if they choose not to. So you can pay over the phone, and call when you get to the store, and we run the order out. All of our employees are wearing masks. We're doing extra cleaning. There's gloves at the register, so the cashiers are always using gloves. That's some of the big things that we've done to change. We've set up a little barrier here in front of our deli, so folks know to stand back. When they come in to pick up their order, they'll just give us their name, and one of our deli staff will come out and leave it on the shelving that we have, and they'll take it up there and head on their way. I want you guys to know that we're doing our best to stay open and maintain the service for the community. We're doing our best. This is new to all of us, and there's no roadmap on how to navigate through it. It's a crazy time, so just any understanding and patience you can have with us, we would appreciate. Our core staff that's left are working very hard to continue to provide you with a good service, and just for their sake, take it easy on us and be understanding and patient. If it takes you a little longer to get your pizza order at night or your lunch, that's why. If you have any other questions, you can email Suzanne at moltonsmarket.com or Brad at moltonsmarket.com. Suzanne's our market manager, so if you have any retail questions, probably direct them to Suzanne. Any other questions you can direct to me. You can also check our Facebook page. We try and keep that up to date, put posts up there, updates, any changes, when we start reopening things. Any other questions, like I said, just shoot us an email or check our Facebook page, and we'll be happy to answer them as quickly and as efficiently as we can. Thank you.
Just a reminder for everyone, no school this Friday or next Monday for teacher professional development. And that means after today, by the time you're reading this, we only have 14 school days left. So we're getting very close to the end here, and we're going to make it. We're going to do just fine. I know it's difficult, but 14 days to the end isn't so bad.
That's wild. It seems like this went by so quickly.
In a way it does, right? In another way, it's like, man, it's been 8 weeks already.
Yeah. 10 for me, right? Is it 10 for me?
That's right, because of your trip to Asia.
It's been so long. I don't even remember.
Yeah, your last experience at school was FangFest on Friday, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. My last day of high school ever was Friday FangFest. So I guess that's a pretty good last day of high school.
That's not so bad, is it?
Yeah, that was a good final memory.
Mm.
Yes. Not that it will be our final one. We'll still have graduation, hopefully. Don't want to jinx anything.
Well, Amanda,
Okay.
thanks for another great week. You're an amazing host. You do a great job interviewing people, and I'm really thankful to do this with you. So thank you.
Thank you, Adam. Bye.